Well, hello again. So today I would like to go through some of the wellness habits in a little bit more detail to give you a very clear guideline. Last video I spoke a lot about the inner carer and how to get the mind in the right state. But today we're going to go through the other wellness habits. But let's go step by step, initially through the mind, and then we'll go into breathing. We'll look at how to move and mobilize, nutrition, and deep sleep, just to give you a very, very good grounding as to the guidelines for your wellness. So, last time I spent quite a bit of time on the relationship of the mind and why it's so important to have a very healthy inner caregiver attitude, to accept your emotions and to work with the emotional status of the body, the state that the nervous system is in a very, very good balance and able to optimize so that your healing system can work correctly. Today, I'm going to move a little bit more into the other wellness elements. So let's talk about breathing. Breathing is so important, and most people treat it as just something automatic. But actually, breath and air is life. Uh, for example, you can live many, many days, even weeks without food. You can live a few days without water, but without oxygen and respiration, you will only live for a couple of minutes. So this is so crucial to your wellness and your well-being that an important element of a wellness program is correct breathing. So very often what I talk about is moving from a very shallow breath to very deep diaphragmatic breathing, which fills the lungs completely and empties the lungs completely. A very important benefit of exercise is actually that it's getting you to breathe. So very often what we have a look at is, are we getting the benefits purely from the movement, or is it from the breath work that is improving the respiration and the oxygenation of the body? So what I would encourage everybody to do is focus on that every day. Take some time, it could be a few minutes, just to do some very deep, deep diaphragmatic breathing. Breathing fully in through the nose and filling the lungs completely from the top of the lungs all the way down to the base of the lungs. And then a good complete exhale so that you're taking a lot of time to get rid of all that stagnant air that builds up over time when we are breathing quite shallow due to stress and due to a lack of activity in the rest of our day. So very important is begin your exercise program. Breathe in like 5 to 10 times. Get that full oxygenation in there. And then do your activities, whether it be walking, whether it be jogging, or any type of activity. This is why often we see such good results with types of exercise like yoga, for example, because there's a lot of emphasis on the breath. The breath is really, really integrated with the movement and the exercise so that you are having this synchronized activity of moving the body and at the same time oxygenating all of the tissues, all of the parts of the body very, very effectively. So this daily diaphragmatic breathing is really, really important. Um, Try and do it outside if possible so that you get the best fresh oxygenated air from the sea or from nature, like a walk in the forest, or even just in the garden. try and just get that really, really good, rich, natural air that comes into your lungs. Another thing that I often recommend is do some percussion of the lower part of the chest. So just tap your chest with your hand, activate the base of the lungs, get that air moving out of the base of the lungs. This is something that I do in a, a mobilizing and movement pattern that I call the reset. So we actually get this deep, stagnant air that doesn't move as much. We get it out of the lungs and then we re-oxygenate the lungs. So this is really, really crucial. You'll find that the deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you will be. The deeper you breathe, the better your heart rate and the better your relaxation will be. It is a way of automatically switching on the parasympathetic nervous system. So the parasympathetic nervous system is that recuperation system that is really going to benefit you. So breath, my second most important wellness habit. Now let's talk about movement. Movement is such an important wellness habit. Actually, they have shown that just regular daily movement can reduce all-cause disease by up to 50%. This alone can increase the well-being of the body. So it doesn't have to be anything fanatical. Daily walking is great. Any type of movement that is going to mobilize, work on all the joints, that is going to get the blood moving through the body, that is going to get the breath, again, getting the breath to move effectively through the body. Any type of movement is better than none. So just start moving. If you haven't been moving for a while, just start to do something small, 5 minutes, then 10 minutes, then 20 minutes. But you really don't need a lot to get the health and wellness benefits from it. What I often recommend is do some mobilizing and some movement in the morning. It's a great way to start the day. It's a good way to just get your system into the right habit, and you'll automatically feel more energized. So a little bit of movement. So what I often recommend is pairing this breath work with movement. Put these two elements together, do some nice deep breathing, some nice moving of all the joints, starting with the fingers, starting with the wrists, elbows, shoulders, neck. Move every part of the body. Go through the whole body, take a good walk, or go and do a light jog, or any type of movement. It's fantastic. Just move daily, and you'll start to see that your health and wellness will improve. Food. So very, very specific to each individual. Some people have a constitution that is very sensitive, and they might be more sensitive to certain foods. Some people might be very resilient with their constitution, and they can take a lot more foods that don't upset the system. But in general, so what I'm recommending now is a very general way to look at food. The first element to always look at is make sure you get sufficient hydration, sufficient water. Make sure that at least 80% of the liquids that you drink is water, pure water, and only 20% of the liquids that you have is going to be something else, like coffees, teas, or anything else. The body actually requires water. Your thirst requires water. Other liquids are not processed in the same way in the body. So make sure that you quench your thirst with fresh, good quality water. Boil the water if you're in an area where you have a little bit of a concern, but make sure that you get sufficient water. Then, number 2, make sure that you always choose protein as the first thing you think about and you choose. Try and start your day with a good, healthy protein meal. Don't start your day with a carbohydrate meal that's full of uh, sugars, even if it's fruit and these type of things. It's going to spike your blood sugar. It's going to increase your body's release of insulin. This is going to make you more hungry. It's going to upset your body and blood glucose levels. So try and make sure that the first meal of the day is a good, healthy protein. Then, after you've decided what type of protein you're going to be eating, then pair it with a healthy carbohydrate. This could be some fruit, this could be some vegetables, this could be some salads, this could be some healthy, unrefined grains. But make sure that you're looking at a good, healthy carbohydrate. And then limit the other elements as a little treat. Again, I come to this 80%, 20% philosophy. If 80% of your nutrition is going to be natural, whole, good quality protein, good quality carbohydrate, your body's going to be fine. And only 20% of the time you might choose something that is a little bit more processed, or is something of a little bit of a treat, whatever that may be. That is a different situation. But the 80-20 rule would be 2 days or 2 meals out of every 10 is going to be a meal that is going to be not really focused on natural, good quality protein and so on. So here in the diagram, you'll see is that protein first, then healthy carbohydrate, and only lastly, control. The thing you should be controlling is the sugars and very refined and processed foods. Keep that to the minimum. 2 meals out of every 10. Then, very important is sleep and rest. Most of the time, we're always concentrating on all of the things we have to go and do exercise. We have to eat correctly. We have to think correctly. But you know, sleep is such a beautiful wellness habit. If you just give yourself the time to allow your body to fully recuperate, make sure that you're having a really good sleep, enough sleep. This can make huge benefits to the body. It's during your sleep and your recuperation time that you are going to be regulating all the metabolic processes. Your liver is going to process. Your tissues are going to regenerate. All the organs are going to start to be focused on. It allows your nervous system time to actually go through the system, go through the body, and make sure everything is reset in a nice way. The brain has got time to process all the information. And your hormonal levels will also naturally start to become a little bit more balanced. So this is a very neglected area, but it can add so much. So just make sure that you start to provide good habit about getting to sleep at a good time. I've often found that 2 hours before midnight, so from 10 o'clock, you already need to start to wind down so that your body gets into the nature's biorhythm, the natural biorhythm of nature. That by the time it's midnight, you are already asleep. If you fall asleep between 11 and 12, you will find you will naturally wake up at around 6 o'clock. 6 to 7 hours is normally the ideal that most people need to actually reset and regulate all the systems of the body. But if you go to sleep later than midnight, you will find that you will not be in the biorhythm with nature, with when the sun is rising. So very often this will upset your balance. You'll find that the same 6 hours, let's say from 1 o'clock through until 7 o'clock, you're not going to feel the same benefit. So try to encourage yourself to put a plan in place that here at 10 o'clock, you start to wind down everything, put your phones away, switch the televisions off, make sure that everything is quiet, is dim, put some nice calming music on. Make sure that during that hour from 10 until 11, that you're calming everything down, preparing for rest, preparing for sleep, making sure that it's time that you can spend with your partner, that you can actually just wind down, prepare to rest together. These are very important habits to put in place. So don't underestimate the power of sleep and the power that it has on your hormones. Very important. So, if you're looking for more resources, again, all of these guidelines are in my iOS app called the Get Real Wellness app. And you can go and read my blog as well in greater detail for all of them. But I just wanted to share this with you, a little bit of detail. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to going into more detail with some new guidelines and some new um, disease-specific ways of looking with the wellness formula. So look out for that. I'm looking forward to this year sharing a lot of interesting data with everybody. So, till next time, have a great one.